Yo, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you're watching this. We're back at it with another weekly markup. Alright, but before we get into the weekly markup, I did not mark up GJ this week because I'm currently in a trade. As you can see, we went to the 1 hour. I'm currently in a trade right here, right above 208. H4 bullish engulfing candle and the higher low. Price came back to retest it perfectly, and we got the entry right now. But it looks like price gonna come back and stop us out at entry to maybe continue. But I already secured. Well, I secured 77 pips, but I had to close 12 pips in drawdown somewhere right here because price was pulling back, and I thought we were gonna get a better entry. And that better entry never happened, but it was good because I still held my half of my position and secured half of that at 0.77, and now we're still holding the trade. As you can see, GBPUSD we're holding the littlest possible after we already secured, and everything is just, the rest is just running. As you can see, GJ, mainly GJ pairs. So we've been trading real good, and now once that's it, I'm still holding buys, but price might come back and stop us out. But maybe we might get a possible re-entry at 2.8, or maybe re-enter again, right? So now let's get into the. I gotta clean my computer, by the way. So monthly bullish, weekly bullish, trending bearish, daily bearish, H4, H1 bearish on GBPUSD. So you always want to start up your time frame, your weekly markup off of the monthly. So the monthly, we were overall bullish. We're still overall bullish, but we are rejecting below 0.38. But we're still overall bullish because we have higher lows above 120, which is technically a double bottom. Then we have a bullish engulfing candle and a higher low above 131,500. We have a bullish engulfing candle above 134, and then right now we're currently respecting this previous area of supply at 138. And right now we're this pullback to what it looks like 134. It could be a higher low on the higher time frame, right? So we wouldn't really be bearish until we break below 134. That's why on the monthly we're still bullish. Now let's hop into the weekly, and the weekly could already see we're bullish turning bearish because price did fail to break above 138, and we also have a bearish engulfing candle and a lower high below. And this weekly candle looks like it's gonna close with a bearish engulfing candle, right? So we still have to wait for the Sunday close, but price definitely looks like it's on its way to 134. And then on the daily we're already fully bearish. Bearish engulfing candle below 138 and below this previous area of supply. You could already see previous area of supply. Bearish engulfing candle lower high, respected that supply again. We came back, tested it again, and boom, we had the full meltdown below here. We have another minor area of supply and demand here, but it still looks like price is going on the way to 134. And then we hop into the 4 hour right now. You can see it a little bit cleaner. Bearish engulfing candle and lower high below. Lower high and bearish engulfing candle below the previous area of supply, and then we come back to retest it with a lower high. And then we have another H4 area of demand, which was not strong. Obviously, if it was strong, that would have continued buying here. And what did it do? It broke below with the bearish engulfing candle and a lower high, and it continued melting. And right now it looks like it came back to stop out these sellers, but it looks like it's still gonna melt all the way to 134. So maybe at 134, I'm actually gonna set an alert. Possible trade here at 134. But right now we're still bearish. So next, let's go into UJ. You can pause it and read it. Monthly bullish turning bearish, weekly bearish, daily bearish turning bullish, H4, H1 bullish. UJ, very similar to GJ, but it just didn't give me a trade opportunity, or actually I missed it. So overall we're bullish. Bullish engulfing candle and higher lows above 140. Bullish engulfing candle above 151. And right now we're kind of respecting this previous area of supply, which is 158,500, as you can see. And right now we're looking like we're gonna pull back down to 151. So this could still be we're technically still bullish, right? That's why we're bullish turning bearish, because this could literally be a higher low and to continue up. On the weekly, we have a weekly bearish engulfing candle right below 158,500. And then we have another strong weekly bearish engulfing candle. So this looks like it's gonna hit 151, at least on the weekly, right? And then we hop into the daily. The daily is a different story, because it's bearish turning bullish because of this previous area of supply and demand. As you can see, previous area of supply, demand, respected as demand here, and we're currently respecting it as demand again. So we might not necessarily have to come all the way to 151. The price can remain bullish here, but if it does not break above this and create a lower high, then we're going to break, right? Because then it will only mean that it's getting weaker and not stronger. The zone that is, right? But right now we have a bearish engulfing candle and a higher low above the zone, so this is still looking very bullish on the 4 hour, on the daily, and on the 4 hour we're looking bullish. Previous impulse within the range, also demand zone tested and perfectly respected, and right now price on the way back up. Maybe it might give us a pullback to continue bullish, or maybe it might give us a pullback to continue back down. So, but right now we're currently bullish, and if price does continue bullish, I do see price hitting 158,500 again. So it's either buys above this zone, something like this, or possible sells below, and then at 151 we're gonna have a really strong trade, because it's obviously a key level, a key zone. So now let's get into USDCAD. You can pause it and read it. Monthly bearish, weekly bearish turning bullish, daily bullish, H4 H1 bullish. Let's get it, USDCAD. So you always want to start from the monthly, and you go down from there. So price failed to keep on breaking highs above 146, which is a previous monthly area of supply. Then we have a strong bearish engulfing candle here. Oh, actually this on a monthly, on the 3 month. Let's hop into the monthly. Technically the same thing. Huge bearish engulfing candle below 142 and 139. And then we have another bearish engulfing candle and a lower high below 139, which just happens to be a previous area of supply and demand, right? So it happened to be the supply again. So we're bearish on the monthly. On the weekly, we're bearish turning bullish. Bearish engulfing candle and a lower high below 139, but price did fail to keep on breaking lows below 135, right? And right now, it didn't just fail to break lows once, it failed to break lows twice, with the rejections above, and what happened to be this previous scenarios of demand before, so it could turn into demand again, and the first target would be 139. Now we hop into the daily. In the daily, you can already see we're bullish. We were bearish, but price just flipped bullish here after the bearish engulfing candle and the higher low above 135. Right now though, we have to be careful because of this zone right here. You can see previous area of supply. We got a retest of the previous area of supply, but it was not strong. So now we might retest it again, and this will create a what? Another lower high. But I have no idea if it's gonna go here, if it's gonna go here, if it's gonna go here. So we have to wait for it, and then that's when this zone is gonna start looking a little too good to be true, and then we're gonna break it and do something like this. This is very, very possible, right? But we still need that next higher low, or possible buys above this area of supply. If price once price does decide to break back above here. Now the 4 hour, pretty much the same thing. We're bullish, but we're kind of ranging between these two zones. And actually, I did say that price was ranging. Price ranging between 136,500 and 137. Possible trade soon off the break of either zone. Exactly. So we could get a trade just on the 4 hour already. We could potentially get a trade something like this, which is more likely to happen, or price come below here, create the higher low, and then continue bullish. Very possible. And you can get some minor sales to the potential buy, but obviously we have to wait. We have to wait for the market to open, and we have to wait for the price action to be created. Now, last but not least, NZDCAD. You can pause it and read it. Monthly bullish, weekly bullish, daily bullish, turning bearish, H4 H1 bearish. So let's get into NZDCAD. On the monthly, we were bearish, but we're kind of turning bullish because price did fail to keep on breaking lows below 0.78 and we also have a bullish engulfing candle above 0.80. And the next target, it looks like it's going to be 0.83, which just happens to be a previous area of strong supply. Hop into the weekly. In the weekly, you could see previous area of supply here at 0.83, and then we have a minor area of supply here at 0.82500. And we're reacting to that one right now, but that's why we're still bullish. We also have a minor area of supply in the demand zone here. We're gonna see it on the daily right now. That's why this on the weekly is still technically bullish, because we're still holding above this zone. The moment we break below this zone, we're now bearish, and that's why on the daily we're bullish turning bearish because of this. Price was bullish, but now we got 3 tests off of this supply and demand zone. So now this is looking like it's getting weak. So now this might happen, and we might get shorts back down to 0.80. And now it happened to the 4-hour. You can see on the 4-hour we're ranging in between those two zones. So previous area of supply turned into new demand over here. So now this demand over here is not strong. What is it gonna do? It could create a lower high for it to continue melting. That's all we could do. So we're gonna see if buyers are strong above this zone. And obviously it already tried to buy once, it failed, came back down. It tried to buy once again, failed, it didn't even break above this high. So I actually suspect that this is not even gonna break this high, and we're just gonna continue melting to 0.80, and potentially at 0.80 we might have a trade. So actually sales actually look pretty valid here, but the same thing with GU, giving us a higher low, we might get a lower high over here for us to continue melting. And that's technically it. Peace and love to anybody watching this. I command you health, wealth, knowledge, wisdom for you and your entire family. Peace and love. Back to work.